One, go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to JMB Real Talk Podcast. This is JMB Talking, aka JMB, aka J Money Boy, aka Nesta. This is episode two, and we're kicking. Episode two, and we're kicking it. Obviously, it's just the guys today. We've got the ladies working. They'll be back for the episode three next week, and obviously, we'll have the sweet ladies coming back to have more conversation. Of course, they've got more topics to talk about. Very interesting topics coming up, by the way. So I would just like you guys to make sure you click on the subscribe button and smash the like button. And please, like I said, I don't want no private messages. If you want to leave a comment down below, please leave a comment down below so that people can read your comment and people might agree with you and understand your own point of view. Because a lot of people are understanding our point of view, some people are not understanding and they're messaging me personally to make their opinion. But leave it down, the comment down below, and they will obviously come back and read it out to you. I can't be reading private messages on the group chat on the podcast basically. So yeah, so like I said, make sure you subscribe and please smash the like button. We need a lot of like button being smashed. Pause. Yeah, so like I've got my guest here today. I've got Faisal and Cheryl in the building. And obviously, we've got our social medias available if you guys would like to still get in contact with us. And if you have an opinion to say something and you want to jump on the podcast to discuss something privately with us or discuss something on the podcast as well, you can message any of us on the social media on Instagram or Twitter as well. Or, like I said, you can leave a comment down below. Okay. Right. So obviously, like I said, it's just the guys today. We're gonna make it be interesting. We're gonna try our best to make it interesting. Obviously, we're gonna start with very interesting topics that a lot of people have been shooting at us. And one I want to start with is basically questions women ask a lot. Is why don't men get the hint? As in, why is it that we men we don't get the hint? At first, I was trying to ask the person that asked me that question, like to ask that question, like, why is it that men don't like to get the hint? I was like, can you illustrate in what you're trying to say about that? And they basically were saying to me, like, when they don't get the hint of like they want something and you're not getting the hint that you should get me that something, or like you should be able to know to get me that thing that I want without me having to say it. So obviously, I replied with an answer which obviously I was just trying to be funny. The answer I gave to her, she was laughing and she was like, you're not serious." So the answer I said, like, obviously, we men we like to calculate. So we don't have time to be looking at hints. We're like walking calculators, basically. That's the response I gave to her. I was like, "You're asking us why why don't men get the hints?" I said, "We're like walking calculators. We're calculating our money. Like we're trying to calculate what we're earning and trying to know that okay, this is what I'm gonna spend on you, basically. If I, you know, try and do this or this and this and that. So that's why we're not getting the hints because we're being distracted by the numbers. Well, obviously that was just my point of view as a joke towards her. But what do you guys think? Like, what is the reply or answer you give to someone that asks you that question? Basically, that's what I just wanted to ask you guys.
Sure, you want to go first?
I was thinking you go first, Faisal, but
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Well,
you don't have an answer for the lady.
well, I mean, guys, look, I believe it kind of depends on the lady, the relationship you have with the lady to begin with, you know. Apart from that, look, women, they're kind of, how would I put it? I mean,
complicated.
it's a sensitive scenario, you know. You need to be very
Yeah,
careful with what you're
Mm.
doing. You can't just assume. You might assume something and it ends up being wrong, you understand? And then it backfires. But at the
true.
same time, man, this hint, man, it depends. It depends on what kind of scenario. Like, what is the hint about? Is it
So they
like,
hint like women get pissed off. Like for instance, if you're not getting the hint to do something, for her rather than
Yeah.
she telling you. That's what they're
Okay.
insinuating. Like they're trying to say, like, oh, you're supposed to get it. You should know me by now. You supposed stuff like that.
Yeah. I totally get it. I mean, in that kind of scenario, man, it all leads back to how long you've been with your partner because there's some things that you pick up unconsciously. Do you understand? I mean,
Yeah,
you've been together for a while, you should know some basic things. Now, if your partner expects you to know something that maybe it's an attitude or an attribute she or he hasn't showed before, like, of course, you're not going to get the hint. You get it's a new
yeah,
kind of behavior, it's a new attitude. So, but in general, I think, man, this shouldn't even be a question for people, couples that have been together for a while, because it tends to like not happen if you think about it like that. Because you guys already know what's up and you know how to counter the attitude. There's some
yeah,
attitudes that you're just not comfortable with, but because you've been together, you kind of build a tolerance to it. So you have your way of countering
yeah.
it.
But there are some women that will be like, "Are you playing the same shit that you played last time? Like you forgot last time, and now you did something to make up for it, and then you're doing the same shit again to make up for it again." So
Just
women
like, and at the end of
they
the day.
they register these things down so you
Mm-hmm.
don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing. Like some women they don't appreciate the fact that we don't take the initiative to do something, but at the same time, the initiative they're expecting so could be a lot
And look,
more
if
than
you're
what
not
you are
talking to me,
planning.
I don't know what you mean, man. I mean, if there's no communication, I'm not a guru.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how
Like
do
we're
you,
not mind readers. We're not mind
yeah,
readers. Like you tell me this is what you want, I'll try and see if I can get it for you. If you
I
don't
think
tell
they,
me,
they
how am I
feel
supposed to know? But
I think they feel they want us to just keep assuming, and assumptions is the mother of all fuck ups. Like, if you keep
yeah,
assuming, you're obviously going to fuck up. Like, it doesn't work that way. I just feel
true.
there should be a certain level of communication between you and your partner, just to know, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. I want you to do this. I want more flowers. I want this. I want you to surprise me. I want more gifts. I just feel like
Yeah,
once communication is there, it's fine. But sometimes you just don't get it because we have other things on our minds, like that we need to do. Like, but yeah,
it, exactly. Back
communication.
to the point that I made. That we have like calculating. We
Yeah,
have certain things in our mind that we're more worried about than
mm,
trying to figure out what you're thinking. When you're not telling me, like numbers
mm.
are telling me something, but you're not telling me something. Like I'm sure you get. So it's just a figure of speech of what I'm saying that we're calculating, but it's not like I'm saying we're calculating money, but we
But the truth
are.
is, we're actually calculating. We're always calculating. Like, it's not easy to be a man. Being a man is not easy. That's one thing
You
they need
get
to
what I
get.
mean?
Being
So
human also is not easy, just in
being a
general.
human is not
Like,
easy.
Being
it's
human is
really
not easy.
Like I
Yeah.
said, we're not gurus that will be reading your mind or trying to be a
Thank
mind
you.
reader or something like that. But yeah, I just felt like we just brief on that. To just someone asked me that to put it on the podcast and see what people say. But like
So
obviously, I
there's
wanted
this part
your
about
opinion. Yeah,
like when a girl likes you and they try to like do certain things and the guy doesn't even realize it. And that thing really hurts a lot of women. They feel like,
yeah.
oh, I've been showing you affection. Like, don't you just get it? Like, when I get happy to
You
be your
must
girl,
you
like,
might as
but
well
you
make
see,
the
that's the
first move.
problem.
Make the first move.
yeah, make the first move. There's nothing making the first move. Like, I think sometimes they need to
Yeah,
communicate their feelings, but girls just expect the man to just do it all. Like, oh, when I get to take me out on a date, when I get to ask me to be your girlfriend, when I get to make it official, like sometimes you need something to just trigger it, so the guy like
yeah,
gets the hint. But I guess we'll never know.
yeah. We never
Well,
know.
you see, now the difference is this year. So, bro, this world is kind of funny. There are different kind of people. They're the masculine men, the alpha guys that just go and take what they want. Now, there's one
Yeah,
problem with this. Omo, you go and take the wrong thing at some point. Omo, you step on the wrong toes. They'll back at you, fam. You get,
True.
you're gonna get backed up. But at the end of the day, any other woman you ask will tell you, "Oh, I like a man that kind of, goes for what he wants and take it." But sometimes, almost
yeah,
if you go take
Mm.
him,
To
Fam,
backfire.
yeah, like,
Exactly.
what's up? What's going on? And then you're like, oh, I'm giving you a hint. What kind of hints are you giving? Are you
What
actually
hint do you
giving
get?
me hints? Or are you just being like, I don't know, someone, I don't know, man. This whole cat and dog thing, I think it's just part of
Exactly.
human instinct, you know? It's just part of
Yeah.
Mm,
us.
yeah.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
just think women, if you're out there and you're expecting a man to read your mind, please don't. If you want him to do
It don't
something
work.
for you, just be straightforward with him. If you're looking to ask a guy out and you're feeling shy, you're thinking you shouldn't be the one moving during the first step, do it. You
But you
never
know
know what the
something?
guy is thinking.
But you know
Go for
something,
it.
yeah? Women sometimes don't want to make the move because they hate rejection. One thing a woman cannot deal with is rejection. That's
So
I
one
do
reason
we.
believe
why they
you
don't.
put it on the reg.
Yeah, but
So
yeah,
do we.
they feel you're a man, you should do a rejection. But a woman, once
Do,
you reject a woman, hey, they
bruh,
can't
do you
handle it
know from I could say from my teenage age, like me, the fear of asking a girl out
because of rejection.
because of rejection or even speaking to a woman, people think, oh, he's shy. I'm not shy. I just don't want your rejection. That's the
Bro,
thing.
that rejection thing is a serious issue. You
Bro,
Exactly.
know, some people never recover from this
I'm
rejection.
telling you. The one
You
that
know
Yeah,
what I
pisses
mean?
me off is when the guy gets mad, like gets really angry and goes aggressive. Like, bro, it's not that deep. Just deal with it and move on. Don't even talk.
almost, so it's that deep
Exactly.
to some people.
It actually
It's
is.
that deep to some
Oh,
people.
me, I know, like my high school girlfriend, like when I had my girlfriend in high school, yeah, I didn't I liked her. She was nice, good looking, beautiful person, and all that. Someone told me she liked me, and that's when I decided to make the move. If no one ever told me, I wouldn't have made the move. You get what I mean? So
Yeah,
things like that, information helps a lot, basically. Like
yeah,
apart from the fact communication is the key to relationship, so does information. So
true.
you can't expect someone to read
You
and be
know,
like,
there's one ingredient that makes everything possible: tolerance. Fam, you
yeah,
need to
Mm,
tolerate the other person. You know what?
exactly.
Trust me, no matter how you like someone or you feel and like attached to a person, if you can't tolerate the person or more, it's a no-no.
yeah,
That tolerance is
That
super
yeah,
needed. Oh my god,
yeah,
super needed.
exactly.
Tolerance, so
But yeah,
important.
that was a brief one. That was good that we had a conversation on that anyway,
Mm,
because
yeah.
a lot of people wanted to know and know that. We'll just move on to the next one. So basically, the next topic I want to talk about, someone also shot this one to me. We still have a topic that we haven't actually, spoken on, but we'll speak on that when the girls are around. The other one is the like I have a say on this one as well because a lot of people brag or argue about this with their couples or their partner and stuff like that. They have different disagreement on how to handle the situation when it comes to circumcision. So the question out there is, should you circumcise your child? And if you should, when is the good time to do it? What do you guys think?
no, I don't know too much about circumcision, but what I do from my little knowledge, I know that it's kind of needed because if you don't have it, it's gross, number one.
Yeah.
It's freaking
Yeah,
gross because it's dirty and it stinks. Apart from that, due to culture, I mean, I'm Nigerian, so growing up in a Nigerian household, it depends on what part you're from. And the part I'm from, because I'm North, two ways to doing it. I got circumcised in the hospital when I was like very young. I
yeah.
believe that's the best part. The other traditional one they did back in the days is so brutal, fam. You're gonna be like 8, 9, and some man is just gonna come over and chop your liver,
Bruh.
and then they're gonna celebrate it. That's fucking weird. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
man, that shit needs
Oh
to
man.
go. You understand?
Nah,
So
me, I even heard one. I'm not gonna say this
yeah,
for obviously to not to embarrass anyone. Like this person was circumcised at 7.
Bruh.
Like you know
yeah, that's what I'm
how
telling you.
painful that shit it will be. And literally,
Mate,
he said he was just sat on the sofa with his legs open at that age.
Bruh.
yeah. Let me bust your head next time. So basically, back in the days,
Oh,
as far as I can remember, when I was in the north, there were kids that they would get circumcised and they would know that okay, we're gonna do it in a few days. Now they
Bruh.
tell them ahead of time. Oh, do you see the psychological trauma? So you know that some guy is gonna come chop off your balls.
oh
Don't know
God.
when exactly. Now they're gonna celebrate it. Give the guy some food and some stuff, kind of candy, champagne and stuff. But mate, it is brutal. So
That is
in my
some brutal
opinion,
bribery.
it's better to do it for your kid when you're young. Now, I don't know the
Yeah,
medical blah 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 attached to it, but I do
yeah,
know from my
Mm.
culture that yeah, it's kind of good to
yeah.
get it early.
Now, in my opinion, I think, yeah, in my opinion, I think you should get a child circumcised because obviously, I'm not saying you should, but I'm saying there's a advantage and disadvantage on both sides.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. But like for me, my opinion is you should get your child circumcised, especially at the young age. Like after, like literally 14 days after the kid is born.
Yeah.
That's when it's best to do it. 14 days after the kid is born, because then it's less stressful, it's less painful. Like imagine that kid growing
But
up.
how do you? I'm sorry, but how do you know it's less painful? Because that's a baby.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't
When
feel
he's
no,
pain like
born,
that
they
still.
don't feel pain like that.
what do you think?
They will
They haven't
cry, but
feel
they
the
don't feel pain
tolerance
like
for that.
that.
You sure?
What do you
As
mean
a
you
baby,
sure?
the pain is like 2%. If as a baby, the pain is like 2%. As a kid, the pain is like what 50%. As an adult, that's 100% pain that you're gonna feel. Like you'll be on crutch, like you'll be on something for
You'll be in
months.
agony.
Like no say sexual intercourse or anything for
But
months
quick question,
because
guys. Quick
Even
question.
pain will be hard.
Quick question. If you
exactly,
haven't circumcised yourself when you were young, do you think you can do it when you are
exactly. You would no the thing,
in your 20s?
the thing is here. A lot of I've heard like I've done research and a lot of like the research it says 30% of relationship do intend to fail due to some men not being circumcised and because the women don't find the part of that body attractive
Mm.
or like they prefer men that are circumcised or even if you're not circumcised like at least look after it like it's even gross thinking about it but the main thing is that 30% of relationship do fail because of not being circumcised.
Yeah.
Now, I think in the UK is not being legalized for you to get circumcised. I don't know. I've not done research on that, but a lot of people do it behind closed doors of hospitals and everything. They don't do it in the hospital because
Mm.
they'll literally tell you in the hospital that no.
Really?
And in this context,
Yeah.
we're talking about the male child.
Yeah. In this
Mm.
context, we're
So,
talking about male kids,
child.
please.
Yeah.
Don't get us
Don't get
quoted that
us
we're
onto the
doing,
yeah. We're
you
talking about
know.
yeah.
But
They did
in that
circumcise
aspect,
them and not decrease.
no, 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 no. They are trans, so let's not get it twisted. They are trans,
The
so that's
fuck,
why
I
we're
did
we're not
transform them.
winning.
What are you talking about, fam?
I'm just saying. But yeah, 30% of relationship do intend to fail because of not being circumcised. Now, it wouldn't be fair because at that point, obviously the guy is thinking to himself like, "I'm not getting circumcised at this age because I can't bear the pain."
Mhm.
So
So,
you guys
sorry,
out
sorry,
there,
sorry. Do you mean when you get circumcised, the pain is this like the healing period or what? I don't get. Is it just the pain? I mean, they just have to chop off the skin, right? The excess skin, correct?
yeah,
The foreskin.
The
the
foreskin.
foreskin,
Yeah.
That's basically it. So it's
yeah,
gonna heal back
yeah,
eventually, correct?
it
Yeah.
will, but it hurts like hell. And you
Mm.
can't have sex. They'll tell you you can't have sex for so period. That's the thing. You're not allowed to even ejaculate or get aroused for a period.
And oh, so wait, you're telling me actually adults that get circumcised in an adult,
Yeah,
like adult,
some people
adult,
do.
big adult.
Some people do. That's why I was gonna put it out there and say men. if you're the ones that is feeling like you can't you will be able to find that woman that appreciate your not being circumcised. So don't think you should desperately go get circumcised at your age. If you can't deal
Yeah.
with the pain, if you can't deal with it, leave it. Find someone else to be with that will appreciate you for you. You get what I
But do you
mean?
think? But do you think
It's
it
not
plays a?
every woman has your taste, but there are women that can have your taste. What?
Do you think it
Pause.
plays a big role in relationships for women? I wish there was a girl on the podcast to actually like
Yeah, I wish there
speak more
was,
about that.
but
Yeah,
we'll ask the girls next week and see what they think about it. But
yeah,
some
you actually.
women don't. Some women don't.
Yeah,
I'm
I
so
think for
Like,
hygienic purposes, your milk child has to be like
yeah,
circumcised. Yeah,
yeah. Those are the advantages of it. The hygiene, being clean
yeah,
and all of that. And obviously, women find it more pleasure when, the cup is there.
yeah.
be like banana.
The cap.
The cup or whatever you call it.
Mm,
They find it more, you know, enjoyable during sex period. But yeah, it's a lot of things, you know, going around on social media about circumcision. But my own advice is if you've got a kid and it's a boy, get him circumcised at that age if you want. Is up to you. Um, for me, for a child, you should always circumcise the child 14 days after being born, and that's the good time to actually do it. And
yeah.
for men, if you still want to do it, do it. But just know there's some precautions to take, and obviously, what you just need to think about is the future of what's going to happen when it's all healed up and healed.
Mm.
Enjoy your life with the woman you want to be with. Yeah, that's my own take on that, basically.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
totally agree
Yeah,
with that stuff.
Fair
yeah.
enough. Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. So basically, Faisal, you said you got something you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, I did. Guys, by the way, quick question. Do you know what soaking is? Have you ever heard the term soaking?
Yeah.
What is it? Well, can you explain what you know about soaking?
So
The
basically,
sex, the sexual act, by the way. Soaking, the sexual act.
oh no, not the sexual act. I don't know.
Okay.
There's another meaning that
Okay.
no, no.
All right. So basically, I think it was around in 2021. There was like some viral posts like this from some woman, some teens like this explaining what this was. That's when the kind of thing started going viral. But yeah, basically, it's like this no sex rule from the Mormon. Is it? I think they call them Mormon. Those from the Book of Mormon that study the Book of Mormon. Have you heard of it before?
The
I've heard
Book
the
of
Book of
Mormon.
Mormon. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Book of Mormon, yeah. Okay, so basically, it's like a sex rule without it's penetration without thrusting. So that is the act called soaking. No, 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 for real. So basically, this is like how would I put it? Okay, so it's like you put your penis inside, but you don't thrust. So this way, the lady is not this virgin, so you keep the virginity intact, but
Wait,
you get
Virgin.
yeah,
So is
yeah,
it
yeah,
like,
yeah.
sorry, YouTube, if I'm illustrating some bullshit here, but is it like there's this vagina and it's just like that?
Yeah, so it just goes inside. But now the
Wait,
interesting part is
inside,
that yeah,
no stroking.
it just go no stroking. So basically, when it goes inside, there's now a third person that can help bounce on the bed to create motion. This thing, no, 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 no. This thing I'm telling you is 100% real.
And people
No
do
joke.
it.
Wow,
No joke. Well, apparently it's
wow.
a rumor, but in 2021 the video went viral, and since then we've had a high number of people actually practicing it in their relationship. So it's like you don't want to lose your virginity, but you can soak. So they call it soaking. So they have couples, teens that kind of practice this. I think it's called murmuring. I'm not too correct with it. I don't know, but yeah. Yo,
Jeez.
what do you guys think about this?
I think this is actually bullshit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I
but
think
apparently
if
they said it's in the Book of Mormon, from what I understand.
Bruh, I
Well,
think you
you
need
might be
to
religious.
if you want to
Huh?
get this virgin, get this virgin. There's no
Exactly.
sugarcoating. Like once a man penetrates you, you said he's not penetrating, say, but
Well, no, there
bro,
is penetration. There's no thrusting.
there's no,
Um,
So there's no pound town, basically. You understand? No
bro.
pound town. There's only in and the street. Technically, that's what
Well,
it says.
for me, I think it's just some cocksay
BS.
like BS. Like if you feel like you are ready to have like there's no pressure in having sex. If you feel like you're ready to do it, then
Yeah,
do it. If you're not ready, then
don't do it.
don't do it.
Yeah, but they say
Like
Mormons do it though. That's what I don't understand. Like,
yeah, Mormons
and it's
like
the church, by
that
the way.
means
You
you
know it's the
want
church,
to.
right?
No, the
You know
thing
it's the
is,
Mm,
church.
don't get this wrong yet. Don't get this wrong. I feel like sometimes women or even men they do have the fear of losing their virginity down because of their parents, and
yeah.
they don't want to ruin their parents' standards or something like that. And there's that old belief of you remain a virgin till you get married.
Hmm.
If you're ready to have sex, just do it. You don't need to follow some rubbish that yes, your conji they hook you, but you don't want to get you don't want to get this virgin. Man, go for it if you're ready to do it. If you're not ready to do it, stick to your beliefs. Stick to your stand, like your prior, your I don't know
The
what to use
belief,
grammar
yeah.
now, your beliefs and everything. But if you know you're ready to go one way to go and start, having some thing to do with men, get your shit done. Once a man's penis enter you, almost
It's done. This is
you're no
done.
longer clean.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You're no longer clean.
There's no
You've been
turning back.
So
your flower like clean people say your flower has been disflowered.
exactly. Exactly. You know the crazy part, yeah? There's a third party bouncing on the bed.
Yes,
Yeah. What if
bro.
the person
Reinforcement.
bounces too hard and it just trust? Like, there's a possibility, yeah, because you have someone bouncing.
Exactly.
So what's the point? The whole thing is just complete BS.
They go catch you. The person where they penetrate
Mouse is
you.
now
They
is a big
no
person of
is
bigger
a
size.
No, just
is,
imagine
as
say
a
person
So big. Hmm.
bro. Nah, it's like
it's soft
I
and it's in
think
and it's in and it's in. Straight up.
Exactly. And someone is
yeah,
bouncing
man.
just to what's the point of the bouncing? That's true. You might as well just trust because why is someone
That
bouncing?
that
See
third
bouncing.
person might be. You might as well be having threesome, but that third person just did it. They enjoy the money,
Yeah.
free porn, live live view.
I'm
Man,
telling
nah,
you.
I just think it's just ridiculous. Like for people to come up with this idea not to lose their virginity, and to me, I see it as fear of losing your virginity and fear of
Mhm.
staying in that road of your family wanting you to be a virgin or your family telling you that you used to be a virgin to when you're married.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people don't believe in that. People marry whoever they fall in love with. If you like be a
Mhm.
virgin, if you like to be a virgin, they marry you for who
Honestly,
you are, not
But
who your vagina is.
do you think people still pay attention to marrying virgins and non-virgins?
cultures, guys, don't forget there are
Some
cultures out there. There are cultures out there.
yeah, there
It
are
might
some
be in the
cultures that
Western world because we're in the
yeah,
Western world and they kind of work differently. Don't forget there are people
yeah.
that
Mm.
actual communities that take this
Now
seriously.
that's where this come into because of the culture as well, like the fear of that culture.
Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
trust me, a lot of people want to do it, but like some of them is out of peer pressure. Like they want to do it because of pressure, but at the
Yeah.
same time, some of them they want to do it because they're ready, but they can't because of their
Well,
culture.
sorry, what do you mean by ready? This I've never understood this in my life. When people say
Re-
I'm ready to have sex, I never understood what it means. You can't be ready. Your urges can just
I
come and you
know
just fall for it.
that's why
I don't think
to
you can
me
ever be ready.
that's when you're ready. When conji start hooking you,
That's human
that's when
nature,
you're
fair
ready.
enough.
Exactly, because that's human nature.
No,
Because
I don't think when Koji starts catching you already. I
I'm
think
a
you
No,
need to
continue.
trust me.
Can't
you need
deny
to make
No,
a
your
no, no, no,
age.
conscious
no.
You know, no dull
When
choice.
yourself.
when you start feeling horny and everything, you're ready.
But
And
you've
the reason
never
why you're
had
No,
feeling
no,
that
no,
is
no, no.
because you're thinking about it. Your
Lester, bro.
imagination is making you
No, no, no,
your
no,
feel
no.
all these
Lester.
imagination
things.
doesn't just come. Something has to trigger it. There's a trigger.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what I'm saying. There's a
Yeah,
trigger. Once you're triggered, you're ready.
no,
just
no, no,
like that.
Lester. So what of a 13-year-old boy that gets triggered by what he's watching online? What do you say to that?
Bro, so that's what I'm saying. It's wrong, but a lot of kids these days are
So he's
having
not
sex at
ready.
the age
That's
of
what I'm
12.
saying. There's nothing like being ready
No,
because a
you're
13-year-old
doing
kid.
you're doing age mindset. I'm saying their own mind itself. You're
But
putting
it's
on
all about
age
the age now,
perspective.
Lester. It's all about the
I
age.
know
That's when
that's what I'm
pleasure
saying.
comes
But
with your
but
age now.
that's why it
Yeah,
separates it when it comes to being ready. Age mindset of being ready is what we think is right and inappropriate and stuff like that. Ready is when I'm saying like you're mature enough to know this is wrong or this is bad. And when you start feeling it and you want to do it, that's when you're ready.
Nesta,
Your
you
body
can be
is
ready
like
at 16
your
and
body,
15. It's wrong.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Your body is ready. You get what I mean? Your body is ready, like
Mm-hmm.
literally ready to do
I
it.
think I
But
think when you get
your
to puberty,
age,
you're always ready. Like when you once you go
yeah,
through puberty, you're ready.
you're ready. That's the thing.
Scientifically,
Just like for dogs, like I don't know why I'm bringing anymore. Like when they say your dog is on is on heat, it's because
Yeah.
they're ready. You get what I mean? They're
Mm.
ready to get it done, get pregnant, get puppies out. That's how body works, basically. Forget the age thing. If we're doing the age thing, we might be saying our dogs shouldn't be having sex until they are 5. You know what I mean? So the readiness it has to do with your body being ready, the puberty, like boom, that's it. You're ready to start your body is gonna start feeling all this thing, all these heat
Yeah.
wave. But yeah, that's my own take on that. Like I
Yeah.
said, people, if you're against my comment, is my opinion. If you have your opinion, put it down below, make a comment, and we'll obviously get back to you
Yeah. We'll discuss
on
it
that
more.
as well. Okay. So
Guys,
yeah.
I guys go supermarket, they go close now. Now 8:49 when I know vex. I don't the wait, make we finish so we can cut this bit off. And then
Can you
I
pause
go.
it?
Yeah, Nesta, can
Mm,
you?
So yeah, we've basically covered subject on the soul kit basically. Um a lot of people do their research on that now and think, oh, what are we talking about? Oh man. Well, yeah. Next subject we're gonna go into is let's talk sports. Okay. So basically, obviously, me as a Manchester United fan, I was happy that we won this weekend. But even though we played so bad, like it was so terrible watching my team. It's like you're watching your team playing at the same time you're having like high blood pressure because you're thinking,
Hmm.
how are we this bad? That we're performing badly and we're winning. Like our luck is just carrying us this throughout this season. I'm not gonna lie. That's what it is. For Manchester United, it's luck that's carrying us. With what is going on, obviously the fans are divided with Manchester United. They want to sack. A lot of people are saying the manager should be sacked. Some people say he needs more time. For me, I think he needs more time because yes, things are not going well for Manchester United, but things have not been going well for Manchester United for 10 years.
Wow, it's
Actually,
actually
11,
turning since
11
Fergie.
yeah, going 11 years now. So, and when we people learn, it's not actually the managers that is our fault.
Yeah.
That's why I've been trying to, ring to people's ears that don't understand. A lot of people are just that pro. To be fair, I don't blame them. It's because they're used to that winning mentality. Like we
The
Manchester
winning
United was
culture.
yeah, we're so
Yeah.
spoiled that we're not in that winning culture that if we lose, it's like a shock to us or like, what the hell are we doing? So it's not sunk into those fans yet to know that we're no longer that club anymore. We're not that, brushing off teams of back in the days. We're
Yeah.
now new era of middle table team. That's how it is at the moment. So it's for me, I think the manager needs more time to place his own structure in that team, because for him to place a structure, they need to get rid of the deadwood players that are not playing for the club, because a lot of them are playing for money. Honestly,
But
like
what do
they
you
don't
expect
want,
these days? Football, most guys are playing for money.
The
It's not
they
about
business.
don't
playing.
have. That's the thing. They don't have ambitions. Like you know how
Yeah.
Ronaldo, Messi, or what they call it, back in the days when players want to win Ballon d'Or, they want to be the best player on the planet. They want to be the best player in the league or something like. This ones they don't have that challenge in them. They don't even
Mm.
care about accolades or anything. They just want to play for their money. That's all it is to
Yeah.
them now,
Yeah, that's
and
the sad truth.
it's sad
Right.
because even football we're not helping the situation now, because the stage of where it's going now is that the salary cap is now off the roof. Looking at Mbappe's salary in Real Madrid is crazy,
How much
just
is it?
crazy, bro. I think he's getting a pay cut, but in PSG is earning 1 million a week,
A
Well, you
week.
know,
a
a
week. And
million.
my guy does not even play 90 minutes.
A week, fam.
Doesn't play 90 minutes football, and he's earning 1 million a week. So that's why I'm saying football is gone crazy. And for me, Manchester United, for us to get our structure back now, obviously with the new owners, co-owners coming in, I was part of the people that are pro Qatar coming in to clear out this club because it needs a pure clear. But with the new owner coming in, obviously step by step, what I'm hearing is good. They want to bring a new stadium. That's for me is a good idea. They can leave
The
Old
new
Trafford.
stadium, Old
So
Trafford.
yeah, I don't mind the new stadium, to be fair, because Old Trafford is a treasure, is the biggest capacity for a football club.
Mm,
So, and they want to build something to match Wembley. Wembley is the biggest capacity in the UK. So
yeah.
that's their plan. I don't mind that because we can't expand Old Trafford anymore. It's reached its limit, basically.
Yeah.
Check it.
Mm.
And for them, that's how to make money because that's more profit. You increase the capacity, you get more people coming into the club,
Must see.
you're making more sales, you're making more money. So
Yeah.
for me, I think a new club and for them to renovate Old Trafford is going to cost them as much as building a new stadium. So why would you invest money on renovating when you could easily just get a new one for that price? So a lot of people are arguing about that. Like, we want Old Trafford, we want to remain. Come on, is it your money? That's my own. Is it your money? But yeah, they need to do that. Change a lot of things. Leave the manager there to make his own stamp. Like, look at Arsenal now. Arsenal, they brought in a manager for 3 seasons. This guy was shit. He was eighth, and fifth. On his third season, they were fifth. And after that, look at them now. They're like one of the best interesting club to watch
They're on
because
top of the table currently.
they're on top of the table, flogging everyone 6-0, 5-0. Like, come to their club, the stadium, you'll be shaking to know that you're gonna lose.
Trust me.
So, and they gave him time. Like, it's not like he did everything in 1 season or 2 seasons. That's what Manchester United fans need to do if they're listening out there, because you need to give this guy time. His first season, he finished third, not eighth, third, and he
Yeah.
won a trophy. He won a trophy, even though the trophy is not big as what we won. He won a trophy on his first season. This is his second season. Obviously, they've not helped him out in clearing out players. Like, he wanted them gone. All of a sudden, they couldn't. Like, we can't even sell players. That's how bad it is. We can't sell players, and now the club struggling to make profit. So he needs to remain and implement his own structure in that club, his own style of play. People are saying we don't have a style of play. Obviously, you can't have a style of play when your players that you are currently playing don't fit that style of play.
True.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's for me for Manchester United. For Chelsea, obviously, showing a Chelsea fan,
£1 billion bottle jobs.
£1 billion bottle jobs.
Yeah. I think
But
that
what do you
club.
think of your manager this season? What do you think of him, of
I
Poch?
think he needs. I think he needs time. The squad is young. There's a lot of inexperience there. You don't have experienced players. The squad is young. I think one major factor that's contributing to the downfall of Chelsea at the moment is the owners. Now, those guys, and I understand they're rich, but they don't have the experience to run a football club. Like the way they run things in America is quite different from the way you run like
Premier
a
League
sports
clubs.
club in the UK. But I think they need
Yeah,
like to understand the whole process. I just feel like
yeah,
the way they're just spending money, like bought Mudrick, that young boy, for £100 million. Like it's not worth it, to be honest. The boy does not even have
no.
football sense. He just has speed. That's it. They also sold like we don't even have an experienced striker. That's the problem. You're just
Yeah.
buying young.
You
Look at the
do,
money's being spent.
Who?
bro. They spent a
Jackson.
billion. You
Yeah,
guys
but we
have
didn't
an
get
experienced striker, but you took
who?
him out. You
Jackson.
sent him out on loan. No, Lukaku.
No, no, no. Lukaku disrespected the club. I'm not going to take that.
Look, you see these Chelsea fans here.
Yeah, how
How
you
did you do?
disrespect the
To
club?
me, I don't think he disrespect. He spoke his mind. Obviously, him doing that is rude, but at the same time, he actually states facts. If
Yeah.
you look back to what he said, he actually states facts of what he actually said about the club. And now
Yeah.
he's working out for him in Roma because, bro, Roma, they're enjoying playing
With
him. He's
Lukaku, yeah,
banging
true.
goals. And that guy is a top striker. I'm not gonna lie.
He
Yes,
actually,
his control is not 100%, but when it comes to finishing, when it comes to being a number nine,
he is
he is
there, yeah.
good. He is good. So
Yeah,
I
I think
think,
the mistake Chelsea made was sending Lukaku away. I think they could have just brought him back to the club, like integrate him
yeah,
back in the team. At least we're sure of one thing: a quality striker up front. And the
yeah.
chances that team keep missing chances, like it's crazy. Like empty post, like if the post is empty, I'm not sure those guys are going to score. They just shoot the ball in the air. No, no, no. It's actually that crazy. If you, I don't watch Chelsea games
Yeah,
again.
I watched one when Nicholas
Jackson,
Jackson they miss he missed. I was like, bro,
yeah, the
even
post was
my
empty, and the
son
guy,
my son can kick that straight into the net. Like,
trust me, and
literally.
these guys are collecting crazy money.
Oh man, nah,
No, no,
nah.
Chelsea just
I
drained
know
that
my
money.
club is bad, but Chelsea, the amount of money you guys are spending, you're supposed to be on top of that top four. You're supposed to be
Exactly for a £1 billion,
with
£1 billion.
them, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, them lot. Because it's a slap in the face, especially for your club when Arsenal spent. They probably spent how much did they spend this transfer? 300 million or
So,
so,
yeah,
and you guys spent a billion, and
yeah,
Arsenal is on top of the table, and you guys are the top London clubs. Arsenal,
yeah.
London, and what's it called, Chelsea. They're the
Chelsea.
top London club. So for Arsenal to spend this amount and be on top, and you guys spend the bill to be
But
the
you need to
10th
understand
table,
something. Arsenal, they've been
bro.
rebuilding their team for quite some time.
They've been
Yeah,
spending for a while with no
Yeah, they've
results.
spending for yeah. They've been building their team for
true.
a while. But us, we just don't have a pattern. We're just getting rid of the experienced players and bringing in youngsters. Like the crazy part is they're still buying like 16-year-old players from Brazil. Like, how's that meant to work? I think for it to have a perfect football team that's going to like
You need
challenge
to
for
experience,
trophies, you need experienced and young players together. You need a mixture of both.
yeah,
But that's what they don't get. They're just getting these young guys like that don't have
yeah.
experience.
I know. Yeah, that's the thing. I think a lot of clubs now they want to follow the Arsenal structure. You can see what Ateta did. Ateta got rid of Aubameyang because obviously Aubameyang was misbehaving and stuff. That's another thing when it comes to managers having power in the club. Like Arsenal
Mm,
gave Ateta that power to like, you don't want this player, we'll get rid of him. Man
yeah.
U is opposite. You don't want this player, you leave him alone.
Chelsea,
And
even the manager doesn't have
that's how bad eggs pollutes the rest of the
the
team.
young,
Because
yeah,
when you fall out with one player, that player that falls out with the manager will start poisoning the mind of other teammates, and that's not what
yeah.
you want in the club. Because then they start functioning differently. And
You look at Chelsea as well. Like, if I don't think the manager has a say regarding transfers as well, because the manager is obviously going to use those players to like
Mhm.
yeah,
form his like style of play and everything, like do
exactly.
tactical like stuff and all that. But you're just buying someone. You just bring a random player and from Brazil, from Ecuador. Like no one knows this guy. Like how do you expect him to perform in England in a
Exactly.
top team like Chelsea?
No.
Like Now I thought the
Nah,
structure is bad.
yeah, the structure is bad.
Not the manager's
Yeah,
fault. I don't think it's the manager's fault. They're just going to blame it on the manager, but the manager is not his
that's
fault
the
at all.
that's
But
another that's
usually the
another thing.
manager takes the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like a lot of fault in the club always goes down to the manager because they're thinking,
True.
we brought you these players, why can't you manage them? It's not about why can't you manage them, it's the mentality of the player itself. The player can
Mm,
also take a blame. But nowadays, even nowadays, if you blame a player, the player will say something. Back in the days, if a manager comes and say, "Oh, he's not performing well, blah, blah, that's why he's not playing today," the
yeah.
player will go on the pitch and prove him wrong. But
True.
nowadays, everything is done on the phone. Manager will say, "Oh, you're not performing well. That's a
Players
lie." Blah
quitting.
blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah. You get
Yeah.
what I mean? Like the Sancho situation. I don't know why people are upset about the whole Sancho situation. I just think it's stupid because if a manager says the reason why I didn't pick him is also because he's not training properly. Simple.
He needs to prove himself in
And then the
training.
player now,
Get figured out.
exactly, the player now goes online and start calling the manager a liar. You as a club, in your sense, you should be like, okay, you you're out of place
Yeah.
because you're disrespecting first the coach and the club for doing that. I don't care. All these a lot of what these pundits say, yeah, the players have the right to speak their mind. A lot of back in the days, players didn't have that in them. Now they can speak their mind, which is good. It's not good because you're bringing drama to your club. That's one
Exactly.
thing.
And
And
these
another
players
thing,
get enough
um,
money as well.
yeah, you're being paid to play and perform to the highest. So
Mm,
if a manager comes and out you, your job there is to shut up and go and play and perform with the money they're paying you.
yeah.
Honestly, that's why I think it's just ridiculous when players come out and chat rubbish, say, "Oh, I don't feel loved in the club," blah. And they're paying you 300 bills, 300k bills a week. You're just
Crazy.
doing this to me, to me when I'm hearing you talk, complaining.
Yeah.
Give me that
Yeah.
money, then I'll listen to
Yeah.
your complaint.
For real
I'm
though, they
telling
get
you,
paid quite a lot.
as you get
Yeah.
what I mean. You're complaining like a lot of things like they're soft these days. You will see Ronaldo coming out to complain about totally nonsense about that. You will see you know the funny thing here, I've noticed Messi has not come out on social media to say a single word of his career, or a manager coming to disrespect him, or a manager calling him, or even when he's being benched not to play a game. He hasn't done a
Would you
single
bench
thing to
Messi?
say something. Eh?
Would you bench Messi as a manager? You get sacked.
Some no no no. Some people exactly you get sacked, but some
Yeah.
people like there's been
I
some
told
match
you.
when he's been benched when he comes back from injury. They don't just
Oh
put him
yeah.
straight in. This guy has not said a single. I don't think in any. If I'm being wrong, if I'm quoted wrong, people can say on the comment. But I don't think he's done anything wrong in his career. I've
Mm.
not heard
Bro, they say
noise about
empty
Messi.
barrels make the loudest noise. That's
You
true.
get
I
what
think
I
we have the
mean?
Gen Z footballers now.
And look at him. He's one of the greatest player in the world.
True.
Ronaldo too is one of the greatest players. That one, he does his own madness sometimes, like he disrespect manager. If you bench him, he kicks buckets, he does all those kind of things. But still, that's his winning mentality because he wants to play. He wants to show that I'm the best. But these ones, eh, I'm not performing well.
They are not
Yeah,
talking
just
the talk or walking the walk, fam. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
you get exactly. So a lot of these players they need to be called like they need to be actually called out. Like you know what you're just you're not playing, you're sold. You're not playing, you're gonna be on bench. There's somebody that even if it's not earning that amount that you're earning, take your place. That's how
Mm.
club needs to be running. Like if a player is not performing, yes, maybe check his mental health, check everything is all right with him, ask him what's wrong. Try and find out what is his problem and stuff like that. If it's not a problem, if it's him having a problem with the style of play or something, okay, fine. If you're not happy with the style of play, then wait till your turn comes.
Yeah.
Let somebody that understands the style of play. Simple as that. But that's the way I feel it. But at the moment, I believe Arsenal are top of the table. Who's second? I think Liverpool are second, and then Man City, and then
City.
Aston Villa are still fourth, and then I think Tottenham they're fifth with a game in hand, and then obviously Manchester United are sixth on the table. Well, we'll see how the
Mm.
table ends when the
But
season ends.
in Arsenal, that's it. We need to wait till the end of the season because that's what they always do. Like when it
Yeah,
matters the most, that's when they don't perform. But we'll see. Like, the
exactly.
season,
Oh, where's Sheffield good?
yeah, still got 2 months left,
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 months
so
left.
we'll see.
Speaking about, let's talk football.
We'll see how it goes.
Have you heard about the news on Paul Pogba?
No, can you share?
So basically, Paul Pogba was they did it. Obviously, as football, regular thing they do is doping test on every football player. So he was tested positive twice. The first one he did, he was tested positive, so they did a second one
Yeah, it
because he denied the claim,
got
and then
banned.
it came out twice. So he was banned 4 years, which is ridiculous, honestly. Um, because I think he's been the first player to ever be
Mm.
banned for this long, and I think they're trying to make him as a scapegoat, like to use him
That's
as
usually
a
Obviously, and
what they
obviously
do,
he's
though.
black. He's black as well, so
exactly. So a lot of
makes sense.
this is just going round and round in a circle. People are saying, why is it 4 years? Normally maximum 8 months or so, or a year. 4 years.
Yeah,
Bear in mind, he's 30. By the time he comes back to come and play, he's 34. His contract already finished with Juventus or Juve.
He might
What
as
legs
well.
are this man? You get what I mean? So that's the question a lot of people are asking. Will he come? Will he still keep playing? I mean, there's a Saudi side. The
Honestly, at
Saudi,
this point, you just have to wait and find out. The decision is left to him.
I think he needs
There's
to
yeah,
going to be
activate.
a lot of speculations, but at the same time, it's his career. He's going to have to make a decision that favors
Mm.
him.
yeah, but that
There's
would
no
be
turning
me.
around because the decision has been made. He's been banned. They can't lift the ban.
Mm.
You get? They can't just lift the
Yeah,
ban like
I
that.
mean, he can appeal it, but even with the appealing,
Yeah,
they're just
but
gonna reduce it by 1 year or so.
Reduce it.
he's still gonna get the ban either way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's one other thing that when it comes to football committee, like, do they think about football's player mental health and stuff like that? Because imagine banning a player for 4 years. You expect him to stay fit for 4 years, to
no, it's
not
not
gain
possible.
weight, to not lose a bit of what's it called, fitness or anything, sharpness on their gameplay. So it's gonna affect his mentality like big time. I mean, Paul
Yeah,
Pogba, he's honestly watching his career throughout the years. He's got a very strong mindset as a person. He carries himself high as a person, so which is quite good. So I think this one is like big one on him. To
Mm.
be fair,
mm.
it's a big one on him. So I just think 4 years is just ridiculous. Like it's
Yeah,
ma- especially for an African player. Like, why does it have to be him you make as a scapegoat? Like, a lot of people, like, I've heard stories of so many players doing failing drug tests. They don't get this much.
yeah, true.
Look, at the end of the day, bro, yeah, it all comes down to look your luck and who you are. At the end of the day, if it's not gonna be him, the scapegoat will probably be someone else. It just happened to be him in that position. You
Yeah,
might find
Yeah,
it unlucky, but yeah, it's still gonna happen to someone else either way. So it just happened to
true.
be Pogba.
I know,
true.
true.
Sad, but
Also, what team do you even support?
I'm a
Madrid.
Liverpool. Nah, nah, nah. Yeah,
Huh?
that was back in the days, though. This was
What?
when Ronaldo was still in Madrid.
You
When
see,
he
these
was
are
in
what these
Juventus,
these are the people you call Ronaldo followers.
bro.
I'm
Not
telling
Klopp
you. So you
followers.
support that Saudi team now, yeah?
I tell you, but no, but for real, my Premiership team is Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Nice. Liverpool they drew today 1-1. Even on my bets that I made, the free bets where you do six super six bets for free
Yeah,
to win 400k or something like that or 200k. I only got three right
yeah.
basically.
Well,
I actually bet for a draw with my Liverpool and Man City because Liverpool they don't like to win against big teams. They find it hard to go over the scoreboard to win. With big teams, if they're losing, they want to come back with a draw. They want to finish the game with a draw because they know they can't win that game if they open themselves. I've
I
noticed
actually
that.
thought City was going to win, because
I thought
Liverpool
City
they
was
have
going to
injuries.
win.
Yeah, they have injuries, and City they're back in full force. So I was thinking, nah,
Yeah.
it's no.
Yeah.
The thing is, City they have their what's it called moments
Yeah,
and their style of play. So a lot of people are starting to figure out their style of play, but at the same time, those players they've got winning mentality. They've got they follow the manager's instructions, so they stick to it. So no matter
yeah.
how much you figure out their style of play, they will still find a way to win,
They're
They'll
still
find a way
which is
around it.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly, which is still good. So yeah, basically that's the topic we've got for today. We're wishing Pogba all the best and hope he stays strong and try and fight this case if it's possible to fight anyway and prove his innocence. So basically, someone sent me something before we came on today. There was a question that someone was trying to ask, basically asking, do children deserve an apology and explanation from parents?
The children.
Yeah, like children, do they
Yeah, I
deserve?
mean, at this, it gets to a certain age, you have to start explaining to your kid why there are repercussions for their actions. But I mean, along the way, you still have to kind of give explanations for things you do to your kids so
yeah.
the kid kind of understands.
And it makes more sense.
You understand,
Yeah,
understands that if you do this, this happens, and if you don't do this, this also happens. So
Mm.
it should be like that from day one. I think so. It shouldn't get to a stage whereby you just take full control and just tell your kid, do it because I said so. At some
Yeah, it
point,
looks feels
yeah.
like abuse as well
you
if
know,
you keep doing it that. But yeah,
exactly.
it
Trust,
does.
trust me, everything these days feels like an abuse to every kid. That's one thing I know.
Yeah, but it hasn't it always been like that? And that's
Yeah,
because our parents really didn't used to explain, and that's why we kind of understand this. I mean, if you think about these Gen Z guys now, any generation after that, there are so many questions, and they
Yeah,
actually get answers. That's why we are here. Back in the days, you ask your parent a certain questions, you're not getting any answer if they're not ready to tell you. There's
true.
nothing you can do about it. But these days, you ask a question and you demand an answer instantly. You get
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
due to what's going on, and you must get an answer because if you don't, then yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
community is gonna hunt you. Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
I think children actually always deserve to be apologized to, especially when not all the time though, not all the time, but
Because it
sometimes like
depends on the scenario, and you need to
so
yeah,
explain what
if
it is
so
actually.
if your child breaks your TV in your house, let's say you're watching a Liverpool game or
yeah,
Chelsea game, and he breaks your 700 pound TV,
mm.
Mm-hmm.
and then you literally smack his bum and tell him to go to the naughty corner, would you still apologize to
I'm
him?
never going to do that. I'm going to take away something valuable to him, like his phone. I'll tell you, you
Yeah,
know what, you broke my TV, I'm taking away your phone, I'm going to sell it, I'm going to use it to fix my TV.
So he
I think that's
yeah,
the
understands the
best.
consequences.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm
That's a
definitely
good
going to
one.
do. Yeah,
Personally, I'm gonna smack my kid, mate. I'm not gonna take his phone. I bought that shit. Gonna smack his ass so he understands. If it's a he, of course he's getting smacked. If it's a she, she's getting grounded. Because of course you can't
that's
smack her.
double standard.
see
You
that see
understand?
now that's being
That's
unfair.
double
You need to
standards.
double standard. You need
No,
to
no, no. It's not about double
put.
standard. There are different ways to
Yeah,
train
you could be just like, I'll
different
let your mom deal with you.
genders.
when it
Exactly.
Yeah,
comes
That is
exactly.
like
also an
the
option.
responsibility of we training our kids. Like for my boy, I will discipline him the way I want to discipline him. The mom will discipline the girl the way she wants to discipline.
I think I can
Like
discipline both of my kids. I don't have to wait for the mother
yeah,
also.
when it comes
Yeah,
to smacking, like when you smack your child, obviously, I mean, people. I'm not saying go smack your child very hard or in the face or anything. You always the best parent way to smack your child these days is on the bum, smack them on the bum or on the hand, and then you can tell them, give them some punishment stuff. You're grounded or
I
anything.
grew up in a
Take
talking
something
about
away
Nigerian
from them.
smacking.
household.
Talking
Let's be
about
honest,
smacking.
right?
But
Look,
yeah,
I know the
Yeah,
whole Western world thing is kind of scary to parents, you understand,
yeah,
living abroad and stuff. But look, we grew up in Nigerian household. We got
yeah,
my mother
bruh,
true.
used to throw anything
Especially
she
that
could
pounding.
stretch her
What do
hand.
you call that thing that they used to stir fufu?
I'm telling you, honorable. You understand? You get the
Exactly.
slippers, you get that, you get everything. The only thing you don't get is something that is enough to kind of kill you.
You like a
You
knife.
yeah.
understand? So, because they don't want to kill you, of course, but they
Yeah.
want you to understand that what you
To
are doing
understand,
But
makes no
how
sense.
did they get that aim so like accurately? Like the way they throw
Yo,
the slippers,
it's a talent.
it's
It's a
always
talent, man.
nah, it's
The
crazy.
aim
bro.
part
Trust me, is a talent. Trust me,
The
especially
way they
like
throw it, you
me,
try to
me,
dodge it.
me growing
Like,
up here. Like the discipline I received is not as hard as the discipline my brothers received, to be fair, because obviously
yeah,
growing up separate and meeting up and at the same time my mom, me putting I wanted to be in a boarding school as well. So but
mm,
the discipline we got is different from the discipline kids these days. I wouldn't even
yeah,
call it discipline. The training like the kids are getting these
it's
days
quite different.
because it's different. So, as sometimes I laugh when I look at African parents in the UK. They restrain the restraint they have for themselves from hitting their kids. It's
Yeah, it's actually crazy.
something that if a kid did that in Nigeria,
Here,
woof, they slap you again on your
from
everybody,
face,
you
or
guys, you know the
you
worst
get a
part.
knuckle on your head like.
You
But
know the
yeah,
worst part
the
now.
restraint we parents have here in the UK, it's
yeah.
intense. But
But you see,
Is
speaking
that
about
now there's no
smacking,
boarding schools like that though. Kids don't really go to boarding schools anymore, from what I understand. I went to a boarding school, and
yeah, I went to
honestly,
boarding
I
school
would
as
like
well.
my
I
kid to go to
enjoyed it.
boarding school also. It's
Same.
it's part of the experience that makes you who you are at the end of
Who
the
you
day.
are.
You kind
Yeah.
of learn how to live alone and depend
yeah,
on people and making friends. It kind of opens this social, gateway for you into the real world. But
yeah, because
nowadays, this whole the boarding structure is kind of dying from what I understand. Because kids don't
mm,
go to boarding school no more.
yeah,
You
true.
know,
Nah.
that structure is really fading off, and I believe it's something as parents should start working on because man, you're not gonna be with your kid forever. Someday, this kid needs to get into the wild and kind of understand how
Yeah.
the world works.
Yeah,
What if you're not? What if you don't live enough to teach your kid these abilities? How is the kid gonna kind of
To be
survive?
independent.
yeah,
To be independent and kind of not waste time trying to understand things and actually just get into life with having some
Yeah.
information, which is the mistake I believe our parents did. The thing is that they didn't really give us much more information. They tried to guide us, but they were not asking the answering questions that we had. Because if you think
Yeah.
about it, so many things that now that you're old enough to understand that, I wish someone would have told me this back in the days. Maybe it could have made sense when I encountered it. But at the same time, of course, you learn from your mistakes, you learn from, day to day activities, but you could kind of guide your kid along the way. And I believe most
Yeah.
of kids that go to boarding school actually go through real life scenarios in boarding schools. And so when they come
Yeah.
out to the real life, it's like, yeah, I know something similar. I think I know how to get along. This is what I
Exactly.
believe.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
For me, like obviously, boarding school helped me a lot. Like seriously, like you know, learning about life, especially when it comes to coming from America to Nigeria, and then you're, you know, starting to get used to Nigerian stuff again, and with making friends, even though some of them that you don't keep in touch with them, but you still remember them. Like you see them like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, whoa, what's up and stuff like that. These days is different. Like you go to school, you're out, boom, back. You go to uni, boom, back, back.
Yeah.
That's how it is now. You
Mm-hmm.
just people just make new friends and don't remember what kind of they don't have good experience as we did in boarding school. That's how I'll just say it.
Yeah.
But yeah. But speaking about parents, but me
You
for
know
me,
what? I need to,
yeah, for
yeah.
children, we do need to apologize to them if is needed to,
Yeah.
and obviously
Exactly.
we need to explain to them
Mm-hmm.
so many
So
things. Like without explaining, they
I'm,
won't learn.
yeah,
So
so I'm trying to track back on that smacking. I feel like that smacking, yeah, it should be used when the child does something extreme. It's not
Very
every time.
exciting.
Yeah, yeah, very extreme. Like it's not every time you have to smack a child. For
no, it's
example,
not.
the child does something like plays with like something that could endanger the child's life, that could potentially kill the child. The child in that situation deserves to be smacked, so they understand the gravity of what they did. Do you
Yeah,
get? Well, the
Mm-hmm.
problem I have is when, let's say, the child did something like the
So
child had
many
like
times.
bad grades and the parents smacked the child. I feel that's not the best way to discipline the child in that
no,
context. Yeah, so I
no.
feel
I
smacking should
mean,
only
we got it.
be
The smacking of we being smacked for failing one course or something like that, or getting an
exactly,
F
but it
out.
didn't change anything.
It
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 didn't
ain't.
really
change
It doesn't
anything.
change shit.
it doesn't
It
change. It doesn't work. Yeah,
doesn't
But
work.
but it helps a little bit because the fear of you being, you know, smacked and all those kind of things, like your parents, um, what word can I use?
Yeah, that's the whole idea of smacking. So you
Oh,
have that
yeah,
fear of not being
do you know
beaten.
it became a time
not
that I
being
was immune.
smacked. Yeah,
There was a point in my life that if you smack me, I don't even feel the pain anymore.
That's how
I'm serious.
stubborn you
I'm
are.
serious. I went to the secondary school in Nigeria where they flog. It got to the point where you can beat me, like give me 12 strokes, whatever. I'll just be there standing and
yeah,
staring at you. I
bro.
just need to
I
get angry,
know.
get myself angry, so I don't even feel the pain. Like, okay, just keep wasting your time.
Trust me.
Bruh.
Yeah, me
Yeah, I
in high
remember.
school it was the same. Like when they flog you in front of the assembly, like the
Exactly.
headmaster or something,
You just
bring
dust it off
canes to
like,
flog. A lot of guys in school they'll be flexing like me. What be
yeah,
flex? So I'll go there. I'll just be thinking about what I'm going to have for lunch. That's why I do. I would have, because especially me in the boarding school, yeah, I think about rubbish. I think, okay, so today is Tuesday. What are we having for lunch in school? Because they give us lunch and everything in school. That's
yeah.
what I'm thinking of when they're flogging my ass. So I don't feel the pain. I ask myself.
But,
I'm
but the thing is,
like,
the moment you scratch it or you touch it,
Bro,
oh,
that's it.
sorry, sorry,
That's it, man. Look,
that's and
it's like there are stages to this shit, you know.
yeah,
When you
yeah,
dust the first 25%, you feel good. But you know now
yeah.
the worst one, you take all this cane and one idiot of your friend, you have already dusted, you have chested this thing. An idiot now comes to you and tell you sorry.
that shit
Idiot
will make
guy.
you cry.
Instead of
That shit
them to
will make you
leave
cry.
you alone, and they come to you with a pity face and they're like,
With the pity
oh,
face, like, oh, sorry, sorry.
Yeah, that shit
and
will
then
make
Okay,
you
you
okay.
cry.
just burst
Like,
into tears,
it would
bro.
have me just say, are you okay? Don't ask me if I'm okay.
Like, get
And
out.
what do you mean sorry?
Let me feel it and go in pain. Uh,
Yeah,
but
nah.
yeah, but it was good we had this conversation, and
Mm,
yeah, people that are listening, please don't go and beat your kid or
exactly.
to the extreme. You do your shit wisely, train your kid wisely. If they're being naughty to the extreme, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to even ask a question. What would you do if your kids swear at you?
My kid would never swear at me. That's the thing.
No, but what would you do if one of these they said this the F word or something, or they
What?
swear
No,
at you?
no, no, no. I don't even know. I can't even think it. I can't even phantom it in my head. Like, I don't even know.
I don't think I would allow my kids to get to that level whereby we are
Yeah.
comfortable saying that my kid
No, not even to
aborted
the
our.
level that I'm saying. Like, imagine 6-year-old,
This
7
is
year
what
old.
I'm saying, bro. I don't think it will happen. That this stuff kind of happens, and there are some that it does not happen. I
Mm,
don't think my household will lead to that because this guy, I grew up in a household that I never kind of experienced this. I never did this, I
Yeah,
yeah.
knew what it was outside, but I never brought
I
all
wouldn't
this
bring
behavior.
it home.
Bring it into the house. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah,
upbringing your parents have they've taught you. Do you understand? So I still believe. Look, all these bad attitudes and bad behaviors you see in kind of a fragment of their parents and
yeah,
what they're doing day to day
Yeah.
basis. No matter how bad the environment is, at the end of the day, it's gonna take.
Mm,
It's gonna assimilate the first pattern of traits from the parent. It's always
true.
exactly.
then outside. So if your kid is swearing, that means you Lord probably the parent have been swearing and the guy has picked it
Well,
up
yeah,
and understood you can use it against each other. So yeah, you
When my
get
kid swears at me, there's no allowance for the child for 6 months.
allow you're going to the deepest part of Africa. If we are abroad, you're going to Africa. If we are in Africa, you are going
You get
somewhere.
whooped.
I mean, a lot of people. Like, I know in my high school there were like two other kids that came from UK, and a lot of parents that are African, they do that. Yeah, we're gonna go, sir. Sorry about that, but I'll just say that a lot of these parents that are abroad now, once they see their kid is misbehaving, they send them back to Africa. Say, go and learn this
Easy
before
peasy.
you come back here and do your nonsense. So
Mm,
I think with is well within for them to learn a little bit, so you gain a
yeah.
little bit of perspective of your culture. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for showing up today. And before we go, just please, everyone, make sure you comment, like, and hit that subscribe button,
Right.
please. And make sure you follow us on Instagram and also
Yeah,
follow us
thank
on
you.
YouTube.
Better.
And yeah, if you have any comments, if you have anything that is your own opinion or something you would
Yeah.
like to talk about, give us a message. We'll look to invite you into the podcast or one of the episodes, and we can talk about what you have in mind to bring out as a topic. And please let it be a responsible topic as well. And please make sure your comments are endued. Okay. So thank you very much, guys, and
Amazing.
peace.
Thank you guys for having us.